All right, ladies and gentlemen, introducing you to this contest. Super lightweight is the division, and it is sponsored by MMA Fight Store. Introducing to you first, he stands across in the blue corner. Tipped the scales yesterday, officially 75.25 kilos. Hailing from the DTV Academy on the beautiful Gold Coast tonight, steps into the cage for fight number 2, looking for his first victory. Give it up, this is Damien Snow! His opponent standing across in the red corner. He tipped the scale 74.6 kilos. From Brisbane, the River City, Queensland, trained out of the base training centre. 1 fight, 1 win. Brisbane, give it up. This is Drew King! Referee, third man in the cage, Mr. Thomas Churchill.
Our fourth fight of the evening brought to you by MMA Fight Store. Now with their convenient Brisbane store opened and running. Getting quality equipment has never been easier. Head to www.mmafightstore.com.au to get 10% off site-wide tonight only. A bit of a feeling out process from both boys here.
Clean jab lands as King comes in.
Snow immediately looks to be nice and light on his feet, and you can imagine how freeing it is being 20 kilograms lighter in the cage. He's using the most of it, showing some nice feints and being very, very calm and composed. And King as well, looking focused. Finding a spot for that right hand.
Snow looking quite fluid in his movements, sort of ready to throw at any moment. He's drawing, he's keeping distance quite well, and he's setting things up.
Yeah, it's good to see. Not rushing, but still when he has to throw, he has to throw.
King's probably a little bit busier in these early minutes, but it's interesting to see who's getting the more significant strikes, you know?
Yeah, I agree. King's definitely getting reads. You can see that he's computing everything going on. Snow just trying to explode that right hand, almost collected the chin of King as he threw that leg kick. Beautiful jab there by King. He's mixing up the left side and the right side. And a huge head kick. It's almost like Snow's waiting for his weight to be set, and he just launches that jab.
He doesn't throw as much as King, but he's definitely throwing everything 100%. He's landing that right hand. He's got a big heavy leg kick, and the jab's coming straight up the pipe.
King showing him a lot of different looks. A bit of reddening on the side of the face of King, and it looks to be from that jab.
Can definitely win fights with a nice solid jab and keep people away. It kind of pushes King back a little bit more and stops him from entering with anything more than 1 or 2.
I like this movement from King when he's strafing, he's moving laterally.
He's now realizing, I think, that Snow's really timing the drawing in process and landing the 1-2, and that's allowing King to adjust his position and sort of be a little bit more on an angle.
Very well timed, but Snow just throwing it off, hitting a knee. You've got to imagine he's held on to some of that strength before making the cut.
Both boys striking off the break. Always a good time to capitalize on some heavy shots. A big leg kick from Snow. That's surely starting to pay its toll.
The movement of Snow is almost hypnotic, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's rhythmic. It just baits you into sort of following that rhythm, and he fires that jab. What a great round.
A good manage of distance, you know, you can sort of move in range and be front on, but as long as you're gauging that distance, you can wait and land that right hand when you want. It's giving remnants of a Dylan the Villain, isn't it? With
100%.
Some heavy shots on his career.
I didn't want to say it. He like
love
does
to see it.
Yeah, he'll be standing in front of you doing nothing, and then you just see this white light, and you're like, "Oh, he jabbed me."
That's not where I wanted to be, but here we are. Absolutely, it's bringing back trauma.
And that was a beautiful, beautiful shot there from King. He didn't manage to get it done, but it just shows the IQ. He was using the shots that Snow was getting off. Used them against him by dropping getting down that level and getting a hold of the leg. This is one of those fights where I would not mind if it was 3-5. Such an interesting fight. Even though it's slower, it is a brilliant chess game. And we'll see who can tear ahead as we head into the second round.
Love touch to start us off on round 2. We'll see if this stays on the feet this time.
Yeah, we've had previous fights go everywhere, but it looks like this one might stay on the feet. And in terms of the pace, Janae, it does seem like this is going at the speed that King wants it to be at. Is this really the type of fight that his opponent wants? Like, who is getting the metronome, the timer going in this fight?
Like we said, King's probably doing a little bit more, landing shots, but at the same time, Snow is landing a really heavy right hand, big leg kicks. He's throwing pretty much 100% on everything, and he's busting up the face with the jab as well. So it's about damage, it's about significant strikes. Both boys are successful in their things, but who's coming up on top? It's going to be a hard one to judge.
They're fighting like pros, almost.
Absolutely.
It's fantastic to see.
Like you said, those 5-minute rounds would have done them justice because they're feeling out. They're not overzealous. They're not. Usually, you get a lot of green from the amateurs, but these guys look like well-versed veterans already, ready to change it up if they want to. We saw King go for a takedown earlier. We know that he's ready to maybe take it to the ground if he needs to, and that's all problem solving that you usually see in the pros. A lot of coloration on King's leg already. Those heavy leg kicks, hitting the mark each time. I love that from Snow.
Snow's really putting everything in to these shots. It would be interesting to see if King could almost bait some of them with some feints.
Absolutely, and as we said earlier, that jab just stops King from coming in.
Yeah, we can see a mouse under the eye of King on his right side, which is the left side of Snow, and it's got to be from that jab.
Great framing from Snow as well. We love that use of distance. Again, we spoke about his management.
We did that this morning.
Yeah, we did on pads, which is hilarious. So we love a consistent day where we see frames getting used to their advantage.
Starting to bleed is King. And Snow knocks him down. Looked like he had no interest in going to the ground.
Now we know. This whole time, Snow was really controlling. As much as King was throwing more, Snow was really controlling the pace and hitting his shots at will. It can be so taxing.
It's very, very difficult to impose a pace when your opponent is landing at will.
Plus, that leg looks extremely compromised now. Well, at the end of round 2.
Oh, Jaden, you've been on the end of some difficult fights. I mean, what is going through your head when you're getting cleaned up like this? How do you stay composed?
Yeah, it makes sense that King wants to shoot there. Snow's doing a good job of it. Looks like he just wants to walk King onto something. He's doing a really good job of drawing him in, which is scary. It makes you feel like you want to grapple them because you don't want to walk onto something massive.
That's a really good point. I mean, you almost pick your poison. He was kind of losing, or then you try to get back into the fight and you really start losing. And there is claret just pouring down the face of King, who smiles and puts up a brave front. But that round
already blood.
Oh, man, everywhere.
They call it beatdown, but they weren't lying.
Fantastic round from Snow, just getting almost everything that he wants, and not overdoing it.
Muay Thai clinch really well to keep away from the shot. It's great to see everyone using little increments in MMA that maybe are just starting to fade through now. I don't think that was always something used by strikers, but now they know that they can use the clinch to their advantage and avoid the takedown.
I mean, Snow just getting so much of what he wanted in that round. If King really does not turn it around, this third round could be very one-sided.
Frame again, you can hear that from Dylan the Villain. We know that was in their game plan. These guys must have worked it, and I think it's a great game plan for King.
And once again, this fight brought to you by MMA Fight Store. Head to mmafightstore.com.au to get 10% off site-wide for tonight while Beatdown Promotions is on.
I can tell you from experience that is the most aesthetic MMA kind of style store I've ever been to in my life.
They're your people.
They're my people. With the big Cheeto Vera Ruka mural outside, you can't miss it. Much the same as round 2. We've got Snow really controlling the pace, controlling the distance. He's switching stance. He's got good position, hitting heavy strikes each time.
I like when King's turning him, but he almost stops. You don't want a guy like Snow planting his feet. You want to keep his feet moving so he can't clean you up. And King, almost a desperation shot there. This could be the ticket for him to turn this round around, but will it be enough?
Pushing his hips back. Snow really used the cage that time to keep his hips away and out of danger. I like this movement from King, but unfortunately he's kind of circling into the power, and that's not doing him any favors.
Snow going to southpaw. He's almost always ready after he throws to be able to put that forearm across and frame, and King just not being able to upgrade on any of his takedowns.
King's got him hopping, but Snow really well to stay balanced. He knows to push his hips back, get an angle, so he's not straight in front of him. We'll see if King can finish this takedown.
Yeah,
he really needs
all
it.
But gone at this point, isn't it? Front headlock from Snow. He's almost maintaining his advantage as he turns.
Putting his weight, like you said, he's moved down in division. He's surely holding a little bit of weight on that one. It's even more taxing when you've got an opponent laying on you like that.
I mean, and you look at specifically where the damage has accumulated on King. It's from that jab, and look at that leg. It's been the story of the fight.
Great head movement, again, great distance.
It's like Snow is seeing everything.
Absolutely. And unfortunately, King's just sitting a little bit too far in range, so he's not outside of these shots. He's allowing Snow to sort of pitter-patter when he wants to, and at will. What the heart King has. Still coming forward, still looking for his options for takedowns, still trying to find a way to win this fight.
30 seconds in the fight left. Jaden, what are you trying to do to pull something out of the bag here?
Flying triangle.
I love the honesty. I love the honesty.
A bit more elevation on that one.
You could see the leg of King just lock out there. I mean, that goes to show that the muscle has just been proper tenderized, literally.
There's got to be a lot of lactic and blood pumping through there at the moment. It's tight skin for sure.
And it heads into the decision, and whoa. What a performance. There was just moments in the first round that became huge moments in the second round that became a landslide in that third round. Snow just showing the fight IQ and the pacing. It's exactly what we said before. It was kind of like pro fight.
Absolutely. Like you said, it set the pretense. We knew that Snow had a plan behind this movement. He was gauging, he was feeling it out, he was setting his distance and just trying to land what he knew was successful. After he landed a few right hands, after he landed a few of those low kicks and kept that stiff jab, keeping King away from any takedowns, he knew he had it in the bag. Started opening up a lot more in round 2, and then round 3 was pretty much all she wrote. Look at the damage on King. We love to see it. Still a smile on his face, showing, like we said at the beginning, he's still a big, big fan of this sport.
Yeah, and as the fight progressed, and Snow just was teeing off, it was almost like King got more gun shy, and you can't blame him. I mean, he had every reason to think about trying to get the takedown and head to the final bell, and he managed to do that, but it was a lopsided fight for Snow, and King with a fantastic heart.
We really are in the nosebleeds right now.
100%. We've got some blood on the desk here, but it's all part of the job as we kick it to Mr. James O'Shea in the cage for the decision.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, please put your hands together for both the fighters here. Another great contest on our card here. This one brought to you with thanks to MMA Fight Store. We go to the judges' scorecards. All three judges scored about 30-27. Your winner by unanimous decision. And it goes to the blue corner, Damien.